Bonfire Premier Cup Series. This is your admin, Kevin Kyle, and I am proud to introduce to you your Season 12 primary sponsor, Animal House Customs. Get your favorite iRacing League logo or anything you can dream of on any hat or patch. Animal House Customs has a stitch for every itch. And in order to scratch that itch, visit animalhousecustoms.com or you can call Animal House Customs at 985-222-8065. Once again, that's 985-222-8065.
Testing, testing, testing. All right.
There it is.
Well, here we are at. I'm just going to start over. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bonfire Race League. My name is Zach Panzarella. I got my tag team partner here with me, Mean Gene Money. I am excited to be back. I missed you guys last week, but we are here for some playoff racing, a cutoff race, race 2 of 2 in a round of 12. We have our point standings pulled up right now. And Mean Gene, what is sticking out to you?
Well, I got to tell you, you're looking at 5 guys that are going to battle for one spot to advance. The other fellows ahead of them, the 7 drivers, have to feel good about their chances. But Jared Kelly, Jason Landy, Justin Malarkey, those 3 guys have 5 wins on the year. Add in Kevin Kyle to that mix. One of those boys will advance. The other 3 are going to be sad at the end of the day. Zach Engel is a scratch. He's also a playoff driver. missed last week, but he's also going to miss this week as well. So, I mean, Kelly, Kyle, Landry, Malarkey, one race to see who moves forward. I'm pumped, Zach. It's crazy.
Yeah, everything is on the line here, and I really couldn't choose a better mile-and-a-half track to do it at. One of the most iconic places we go to. I said it about a lot of tracks, but man, do I love Charlotte. Obviously, the home of the Coke 600, the longest race of the schedule. So the drivers in the Cup Series and NASCAR know this place all too well. But because of that, a lot of guys on iRacing know this place very, very well. This is one of the first tracks that a lot of us ever got the chance to go fast on in iRacing, being one of the tracks that we get to race street stocks on while we're working our way up through our licensing. So this is an awesome place to have so much on the line. Last week we saw David Owens take home the win, Mean Gene, at Bristol, and man, that was an old-fashioned, old-school beatdown we saw from the 11 car, putting nearly the entire field a lap down. I was sad I couldn't be there. I was in Vegas with a lot of the guys, including Kevin Kyle and a lot of Fulcrum Racing. Well, not with them, like them. Missed those guys, but I'm excited to be back. But gosh, last week looked crazy. I cannot believe how dominant a few of our cars were.
Yeah, you got David Owens first, Kyle Lynott took second, David Medina third. Now, those three guys, they're within 3/10 of a second of each other for that win. David Owens taking the dub. But the rest of the field, one lap down, 2 laps down, all the way down to Richard Leclerc, 154 laps down. So Owens was just magnificent, managing to hug that bottom apron. Kyle Lynott, his teammate, had to be thrilled. You know who wasn't was Medina, wondering where his Fulcrum fellows were. They're here tonight, but they need the win. Medina secure to go into the second round, the round of 8. But those other guys, especially Kevin Kyle and Jason Landry, they're going to need something. Only one of them's going to go.
Yeah, it's already, me and Gene, we are seeing what makes the playoffs so intriguing and compelling, and that is that drivers that we watch the regular season be dominant, always be up front. Kevin Kyle, a great example, someone who went to the championship round in our in-season tournament. Yeah, he could be going home today. He could be losing the chance to race for a championship in his own league. Another guy I have my eye on is Jason Landry. That guy was a race winner in the regular season, always around the podium. We called him part of the big three, along with Jared Kelly and David Medina. He is one of those cars that doesn't have any points going into today. And really, I think if you're one of those guys, me and Gene, let's just say let's go Jason Landry. As much as I want a great day today, I'd love to get the trophy for this race today. I have my eyes on that group specifically that I am racing. I am racing Zach Engel, Jared Kelly, Kevin Kyle, and everyone else who didn't show up last week.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to make sure that you're staying ahead of those guys. And it's going to be really fascinating to see exactly how this pit strategy is going to work out. It's one of the longer races on the schedule, so they're going to have what will seem like an extra set of tires through this race. So I don't think tires are going to be having tires going to be a problem. Choosing when to take them. If we've got a lot of green flag laps, is somebody just going to take right sides only? Is somebody going to take 4? Is somebody going to take none and try to do an extended lap? Or if we have a bunch of cautions, when will you throw them on? It seemed like somewhere between lap 18 and 25, funny things are going to start happening to that car.
What's so fun about Charlotte, Mean Gene, is it's one of those tracks, kind of like, I want to say like Michigan or like Las Vegas, where just because you can go wide open doesn't mean you shouldn't. Actually, it means you shouldn't. It's so tempting, especially in the early parts of these runs, right? Laps 0 through about 10, to hold that car as wide open as you possibly can, about 90 to 100% of the lap, all the way around this track. But if you do that while your opponents surely are not, you are going to be in a horrible situation once we hit around lap 15. You are going to lose all that track position you gained by being that little bit faster, by being more aggressive. You really do need to protect your tires at a track like this, because that can catch up to you quickly. And I like that range you gave, Mean Gene, 18 to 25, because it really is that big of a range. Normally you do see a range, 23 to 25, or a little bit tighter than that. But here at Charlotte, you're going to see those guys that overstepped, and hopefully you will figure that out early in the early stages of the race itself, and not make that mistake later in the race. But I do expect, especially with, like you said, a little bit longer of a race today and an extra set of tires, some different tire strategies. There are different ways you can approach this race, especially with how many depending on how many cautions we get throughout this thing.
Yeah, I remember watching this last year, David Medina taking the win. This was a playoff race last year as well. But there were times where it looked like the field was just putting in laps. They were taking their time, maybe conserving fuel, maybe conserving tires. And then there came a moment during every green flag run where we said, they've had enough. They want to run, they want to go. And I wonder if we're going to see that today, if we're going to see some groups staying together, and then we'll have to just keep an eye out to see if which drivers are going to decide to go first. It's kind of like a horse race. The pack is together, but at some point, that jockey is going to hit that whip and that horse is going to bolt. And we're going to see today, will they bolt too soon or will they stay with the pack? Will it be a fuel run attempt or are we going to drive the tires off of this thing? I mean, it's elimination time. You can't hold anything back.
Yeah, especially you got to just protect your track position the best you can. This league here, BRL, points not paying out as often as they do in other iRacing leagues, and that's a good thing, as we do have our qualifying results up on screen now. But just to wrap up that point real quick, Gene, you got to protect your race the best you can because, like you said, it's hard, or like I was saying, it's hard to get points in this league. So you really cannot be towards the back of the field when it's time to pay those things out. But let's take a look at our qualifying positions. No surprise there, Gene, putting it on the pole for the bajillionth time this season. David Medina Sr. starting off this cutoff race correctly. And then how do you make sure you're not going home? You put it second place to start this race and control it that way. Jason Landry, second place. Last week's winner, David Owens in third. David Brenner going to be in fourth place. Jared Kelly qualifies fifth. Exceptional qualifying effort from Gerald Rose. Definitely the best of his season so far. Hats off to the rookie there in a sixth place. Great job for him. Behind him, another rookie with Michael Serra in seventh place. Great start for him. Chris Morrill in eighth. Paul Ferdinandi in ninth. And Jake Akey in 10th place.
Look at that. You got the toughest names there are. You got Ferdinandi and Jake Ashay back to back.
Damn it.
11th, Joey Steyer's got to have Joe Volpus in 12th, Mark Dumont 13th. William Hewitt, rookie, still running the three-digit number, going to start 14th. Ricky Mandela, 15. Richard Leclerc, 16. Kyle Lynott going to start 17th. Jose Medina, 18th. Justin Malarkey, 19th. And the 45 of Stephen Neal, 20th. That's your top 10 rows.
And moving on to 21st now, we got Dennis Puckett, the big boss, over in 21st place. 22nd, Michael Benton. 23rd, Edward Peltz. Matt Schofield going to be in 24th. 25th, oh, look at that. Buddy Sully paying us a visit. Awesome to see that face. I know that shoulder's feeling better, Gene, so shout out to Buddy. 26th, going to Kevin Kyle. He needs a good run. 27th, and I believe rounding out our field, Tommy Fox.
Yep, Tommy Fox choosing not to qualify. And Tommy had a great time last week at Bristol. Did finish a lap down, but hey, he was the only car lap down, and he ended up finishing fourth. Remember that best of the rest tournament is going on, so Tommy Fox scoring some massive points. Looks like we're rolling out of the pits.
Yes, cars are on the track, Gene. Yep, you were on me. I don't think we have car audio quite yet. There you go. I'll keep you updated if I see it on my end. But here we go with the cars on the track here, and our producer dealing with some technical difficulties with the audio. Thank you guys for dealing with for rolling with the punches in the beginning. I can tell you as someone who had to produce our Monday race, Gene, oh my goodness, this iRacing update did not do us any favors on the production end.
No, it seems like I saw a lot of broadcasts across the iRacing networks having a little bit of problems with pixelation, resolution not being very clean. I do want to take a moment, though. You said rolling with the punches. We lost a legend, George Foreman, just a couple of days ago. So I want to take this opportunity to shout out to his family, friends, loved ones, and also his church. We lost a great one there, George Foreman. Rest in peace, my friend.
Absolutely. Shout out George Foreman. A great one lost. Had a great life, and thank you for the amazing grills as well. An icon for sure. But here we go. It was the pole time for David Medina. And it's
look at all those black cars up there. What is the deal?
This. Are we going an extra time around?
Yep.
We talk all the time about black and red cars here in this league. And just a quick side note here, Jared, I think the issue is on the OBS side. I don't see an audio channel for iRacing. But we'll try to get you guys that car. Oh, he runs it different than me. Okay. Yeah, iRacing, and me and Mean Gene will just simulate the car noises. So when I'm talking, you just go like, Mean Gene, and I'll do the same for you.
I got a rice burner. Wee, wee, wee.
Nice, got a two-stroke.
That's right. I love it. Wow, look at this. These guys coming around 2x2. Great field here today, especially in the second race of the playoffs. A lot of leads suffer some attrition as drivers are sad that they are not the ones advancing. But Kevin Kyle having that best of the rest tournament, a little bit something extra for these guys to look at. And also, we've just had great racing all year long, and to see these guys continue to show. Can't wait to see what kind of show they're going to put on for us today here. Looks like it is time. The lights are off, coming around into turn 3. Something big's going to happen here.
Yes, we are getting ready. And one more thing to mention about this race. This is a transition race. By the time we're done with this thing, it will be nighttime. Not in real life, but at this racetrack. So that is going to change a lot about how this racetrack drives. We're going to see some comers and goers today, and it's all on the line. 4 guys are going home after this without a chance to win this championship. We have the pole time for David Medina. It is go time here for the Bonfire Race League, and it's show time at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it's time to ready, set, go. Medina leads them off to green with a great jump. Jason Landry to his outside as we enter turn 1 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Medina controlling the field. You can see side by side by side. Outside lane is starting to back off just a little bit, but the cars are continuing to push the pace. Oh, and we got a loose car, the rookie. He starts 6th, and down he goes. Hello, Wall. And Joe Volpis. He took Volpis as well. Volpis got a little bit of contact in the rear, and that pushed him into the rookie as well. So Volpis is a victim. I'm hoping he doesn't have too much front-end damage. Really smacked that 251. 251, that front left looks done. We'll have to see if he can get repair. We didn't even make it half the track, Zach.
Oh, that was rough there.
Don't let rookies in the front. Just don't.
I mean, I've been there. I've done that. It's part of learning. It's part of, you got to qualify that good eventually, right? And it's never going to feel any less nerve-wracking than, I don't know how to say this. It's pretty much, because I've been there, Gene. I've been Jerry Rose in that situation where you respect these guys, especially in a league. You race these guys week after week. You have so much respect for everybody that you share the track with, or at least most everybody. And you get that great qualifying position, and you're just thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I pulled this off. But geez, I don't want to screw this up. You're looking at who's around you, and you're thinking about the other times you've raced them on track. And you're immediately thinking, I'm going to have fresh tires, and so are they. This is the playoffs. I don't want to screw this up.
Look at that thing dipping. Look at it dipping.
Yep.
Oh,
look at that right wheel.
God.
Look at that. That right wheel is not facing straight. But you know what makes screwing up a lot easier to do, Mean Gene? Try not to. And thinking about it.
Let's see if he takes tires. That would be a great insult, right? All these guys coming in, some are topping off fuel, some are getting a little repair damage. How'd you like to not click tires off?
Oh, I'm going to go ahead and assume he didn't. Based on how flustered he was in turn 1 and 2, I don't think unchecking tires was on his agenda. It looks like first up, it's damage repair.
Yep.
I'm assuming a broken toe link. I'm assuming at least 8 minutes there. Brutal way to start for the 251 and the 07. Still, I want to give my some props to that 251 for that qualifying effort. You got to learn.
Yeah, Joe Volpis, light damage. I'm hearing on the radio. Light damage to Volpis. They should be able to fix this on this stop. 7.5 minutes for the 251. So his day is starting off precariously. But Joe Volpis, there Joe's rolling now. Joe pretty much is into the second round after last week's results at Bristol and the 5 cars not running. So Volpis still, though, hungry like the wolf, would like to get back into this thing. Going to stay on the lead lap. Good for him. We'll have to monitor the 07's progress as the race goes green again. See if he stays with the pack.
I didn't see it, Mean Gene. Maybe you caught a better view of what happened there. What exactly happened there to create that accident?
It looks like fresh tires, the cold tires. And you just jerked the wheel instead of being smooth with it, and then he just shot down on the track. Most of the cars did manage to avoid him, and it just Volpis whacked that front end and then that ended up sending the 251 into the interior wall where he
Easy
took a
to do.
majority of that damage.
Easy to do here. You usually see it on the exit of 4 on lap 1. Very, very loose corner when you're not expecting it on those colder tires, but it could still happen in 1 and 2. And really, I think you're very right about the jerk of the wheel. It really just is smooth inputs are everything, but it's easy to forget that in the heat of the moment, in the front of the field when you're not used to being around all the snakes. And because yeah, we got the squirrels in the back and the snakes in the front is what I like to say, and it's scary up front.
Who's in the middle?
A mix of squirrels and snakes. Squakes.
Ooh. Oh, I like it. So it's like a modulation.
It is.
Insane
cute and
animal.
scary. Yeah, cute and scary at the same time.
So
But-
look up front there. Already,
thing, yep.
you can see Landry and Kelly. Remember, these two guys are battling for that extra that one position to go in. Whoever finishes higher between Landry, Kelly, Malarkey, and Kevin Kyle, they're going to advance. Other guys not.
Yep, pace car is off. If you have a black and red car, you're in the top 5 right now, as it's going to be David Medina leading them to green. Great restart this time. He's in control instead of the flagman on that second restart, and you can tell full car length as he's going to go up top and then dive it back down and lead this field through 1 and 2. Behind him, you have Landry and Owens battling for second place, and 2 by 2 for the majority of the field behind them. They had some action there on turn 1, lap 1, but that wasn't enough to deter these guys. Everyone going for it.
Yeah, David Medina already showing why he won last year, continuing with that speed. You can see the 56 of Landry there side by side with David Owens. Black and red everywhere we look. 4th place, Jared Kelly. He's in that striking position, but not getting too close as of yet. Field tightens up a little bit after that. You can see the rookie Sarah, David Brenner, and Joey Stiers as well. We're going to keep an eye on that little middle of that front group. Single file after that. I expect we're going to see some spreading out on this 1.5-mile track.
Yeah, and over there towards the middle where Pierre's and Ashay are, we have a lot of action. I promise, Ashay. I got it out of the way. I said your name wrong once. It's going to happen every broadcast, but we're done now. And here we
Look
go.
at that paint job on Kevin Kyle.
Gorgeous paint scheme. He is looking good today. Look at that thing. Oh, look at that. The VRN paint scheme. We're supposed to have Skirwick out here in the 25, debuting not only his new number, graduating from the 3 digits, but also a new paint scheme. But guess Matt didn't wake up in time, me and Gene.
Hey, you know, it's tough. It's Sunday. These boys are getting up early. Oh, look how tight.
Oh, boy.
Wow, the rookie Sarah did a little slide job right there. And David Brenner recognizing the danger, and looks like he let off the throttle. Good racing. We're green now that we got that early caution out of the way. We're on number 8, heading it around.
Similar to Atlanta, I mean, Gene, this is one of those tricky front stretches. It's not straight. It has those 2 little kinks down the middle of it, and that really can create a lot of issues. Whether you're behind a car and you forget it's there, you can't really see it. You definitely have to do a good amount of turning, sharp turning, as you're seeing it right there, down these front stretches. And don't be surprised if you see that be an area where we see some big moments today.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is where a lot of people make the decision, do I go high, do I go low? You can really make up some speed going high on 1 and 2. 3 and 4, I think going low is probably the way to go about it. But 1 and 2, you can go high and be a little quicker, but those tires are going to wear faster, and then next thing you know, you're just plowing up that track.
Yeah, and let's go to a blimp view real quick if we can. Look at how just bottom dominant this track already is becoming. Let's keep our eye here on that top lane and see if there's a reason why these guys want the bottom so badly, if the top can make any meaningful progress here. So I have my eye on that 3rd car back on our screen, and it just, yeah, I'm kind of starting to see why the bottom is so attractive to these guys, because you are really starting to see a snake form up there, and whenever you're up top, it looks hard not only to make a pass, but to find that hole and get yourself back on the bottom. But look up front, here comes Landry trying to make a pass for the lead.
Yeah, Jason Landry, he knows he has to win. Pretty much, I think it's a win and you're in situation just because of how fast those guys are. Just needs to be the top leader. But Landry, it's his turn now to give chase to Medina. He's gotten by Owens, and now you can see the black and red car starting to assault the front. He's going to take it up high. Hopefully that momentum's going to give him some room. Side by side, coming to the start finish.
That was perfectly done by Landry. Instead of using the high line through the corner, he let the 56 kind of drift up the track on the exit of 4, use that momentum to create that run. But as you can see, through these corners, these drivers are having a hard time staying with that inside lane. You really need to get a good run on the exits and hope you can clear them, or at least give yourself enough room to really send it on the entry. But here goes Landry trying to power it down to 3 and 4 and capture that lead. And you're right, Mean Gene, if this guy wants to move on the round of 8, a really easy way to not have to worry about Kevin Kyle and Jared Kelly and all of them, just win this damn thing.
There's no way you can play passive here and think that you're going to advance, but so quick in the race, so soon. I think this is the part where we're going to see some of the guys deciding to put down laps, keeping the ponies in control, making sure that they're going to have tires and fuel a little bit later on. And we'll just have to see who's going to be the one that decides to burst out and try to make their dog bolt. Right now, though, you can see calm driving, drivers starting to settle in. Landry Medina up front, Jared Kelly, he's in striking position, so he's happy, he's calm. David Owens as well is very close, and the rookie Michael Cera continuing to put on a great show. That's that number 42 A&W root beer car there on the outside, the non-black car.
Yeah, that one's easy to spot. We're starting to go 2 by 2 all the way around the track. You saw Kelly send it in pretty deep there, come pretty close to the rear end of Medina. I think Kelly just hoping that either Landry or Medina can figure this out so he can follow whoever ultimately captures this lead. It's an aggressive move by Kelly there to get to the outside. I think he'd rather it be Landry, and that's who he wants to be behind. Those two have raced together so well all season. But right now, Medina and Jason Landry just neck and neck. No one can get an inch, and no one wants to give an inch. These two have been side by side for, I think we're going about 5 laps now, and I'm sure they've swapped who's led each lap. As wow, Landry grazes the wall a little bit on exit there.
Well, they're definitely altering each other's entrance to the turn. The 55 of Landry can't come down as much as he would like, and then the 9 of Medina can't come up high as he would like on exit. So that's slowing them down, and that's having a big effect on the field. Look behind them as they're side by side after that. Jake Shea now tightening it up. So you got 5 rows of cars all tight, make it 6 rows now, and then a little bit of single file behind that with Ferdiani and Ricky Mandela. So really getting tight because of this side-by-side racing, affecting the entrance and the exit lanes of the cars. But these two guys doing a great job of maintaining track speed as they're battling around here in Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of tightness on the exits of these corners, specifically turn 4. Watch as these guys exit here. They're all starting to drift towards the wall.
Shea and Brenner with a little tappy tap.
Yeah, Shea and Brenner getting together. Sarah collecting the wall a little bit there as well. That might create a 3-wide situation with Smorl and Owens. Smorl thinking the better of it, trying to follow Owens through this. That top lane, though, starting to drift up towards the wall on the exits. Let's see how they can get out of 2 here. Ooh, it looked like a Shea there. Got a tiny bit tight. And we have 2 number 11s on the track right now. Oh, my gosh. It's every week with these boys.
Well, I did get a chance to talk to the other number 11. We asked him if he was a Denny Hamlin fan. He said no. So clearly he's running a David Owens tribute car.
Mm-hmm. I think there's more David Owens fans in the world than there are Denny Hamlin. I'm not even kidding about that.
I think you're right. So a hard charger right now, Kyle Lynott. He's up 11 spots, running in 6th place. Good for him. Another car to keep an eye on is Mark Dumont. He is doing some serious battling there in the middle. That is the number 14 car, currently running 12th. Dumont has held his position, but very aggressive driving from him to maintain that, because when the field tightened up, you could see how close they got. So Dumont making sure he's not fading back. Smart move, not wearing out his tires, but also not going to give up track position without a fight.
I think we missed something as well, Mean Gene. Let's go to the number 31 car real quick of Kevin Kyle, someone who needs a good day today. Look how far back he is there with Edward Peltz. I think something may have happened there with Peltz and Kyle, or maybe there was a big checkup in the field. But look at that. You saw with that camera angle, that the rest of the field, a full backstretch in front of that 31 VRN Vortex Racing Network car right there. So Kevin Kyle, early on here, it's still time to recover, but not where he wants to be.
No, Kevin Kyle needing to finish ahead of the other 3 drivers that we mentioned, Landry, Malarkey, and Kelly, if he would like to advance. It's still early on. After that early caution, I imagine folks were expecting another caution to follow, but we've been running green now here for about 19 laps without any issue. But 19, that's a magic number, Zach. I think the plowing might start to occur. We're going to have to keep an eye, especially turn 3 and 4. that is an extended turn, and that wall just will jump right out at you.
Great shout. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are not the same. They are actually quite different. And 3 and 4 is a far more difficult corner, in my opinion, than 1 and 2 is. You can give a lot more throttle to 1 and 2. Let's actually just follow this group here and keep your eyes on the outside lane, because you are right, Eugene. They are plowing. That's the word to describe these guys. They are just going up and up the corner. Look at that. No one's turning down the corner and exit. And look at them. They're just all desperate not to hit that wall and exit. That's a scary moment. These next gens right now are getting tight. They do not want to turn. I'm not seeing any sense of looseness from these guys. They just look like a handful to drive. And on the inverse of Kevin Kyle in terms of recovering from mistakes, Joe Volpe is doing a good job working his way through the field. You see him in the tail end there, keeping that 07 clean after that early incident. Him and Buddy Sully with those, Buddy Sully electing not to qualify, and Joe Volpe with some early incidents, working their way through the field now. But oh boy, he doesn't like what he sees in front of him as he has a car pull up right in front of him into his wake.
Yeah, that was the 33 of Paul Ferdian. He got a little bit loose, got Richard Leclerc also in there with him. So you can see these speeds. Oh, the 42 getting a little loose. No. Sarah making contact with Dumont. That's going to be in the way of Malarkey and Puckett. That's a hot mess now.
Oh, wow. Puckett with a great heads-up move to line up square with that 42. And we've been talking about tires, Mean Gene. If there's one guy that we could probably point to that how important it is to save your tires, I think it's that 42 of Sarah. That guy was in like 5th place a couple laps ago.
Yeah, and now he's fading back. And look what it's done to the rest of the field. Side-by-side racing with Ferdiani, Neal, and Leclerc a little bit back. You can see Jake O'Shea trying to move up ahead of them with Joey Stiers. But again, just making this thing 2 and 3 wide. As those tires wear out, speeds alter. And if you have not dropped as much as the guy in front of you, that just creates heck of an issue for all the drivers involved.
And look where the big four is, Mean Gene. The big four of Medina, Landry, Kelly, and Owens, they have checked out on this group. While they've been doing all this foolishness, they've said, okay, you guys have fun. We're the hell out of here. And they are way ahead now. We're talking 4 seconds.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So David Owens has a different group of friends, but he's trying to check out again. Behind them, look at that second group, how tight that is. Kyle Lynott, he led that second group for so long. Chris Smorrell finally got by him, the Focum driver. Kyle Lynott, and then behind them, you can see the David Owens tribute, number 11 of William Hewitt, side by side with Joey Stiers.
Okay, he's a 602, right? Like, technically.
Yeah, but I'm going to call him the.
No, you can call him the 11.
Tribute.
I was just trying to find him on my camera angle thing there. Because pressing the 11 twice doesn't work for some reason.
Nah, yeah. Oh, and here we go. A little bit of side-by-side with Dumont and Jose Medina as well. Justin Malarkey, discretion, the better part of valor. He lets off to not take that thing 3 wide. Here's 23 of Stiers looking underneath Jake O'Shea. They're going to be side-by-side coming through. Let's see what that outside lane can do.
Yeah, if it's going to get better, it's going to happen now in the long run. But you could see there Medina just really struggling with a tight race car on the exits. I mean, I feel like a broken record right now, but it's every car in the field seems to be dealing with the same thing right now. I don't think these guys are going to want to keep these tires on the car for much longer. But at the same time, this field looks sketchy. People are having a hard time keeping it off one another or off the wall. So I think you also might be feeling in the back of your mind that caution is right around the corner. I don't want to pit now and go a lap down.
No, you don't want to take that chance, but at some point you might have to because a wreck will end your day. I guess it's just how hard you tap the wall coming out of turn 4 is probably going to help you make that decision.
On top of that, too, if this thing was to stay green all the way through, they're losing so much time to that group of 4 up front that if they don't put new tires on it soon, they're going to lose any chance to ever catch them. They are checking out lap by lap. And I just saw, I believe that was the 70. It was in front of Malarkey, another car up front, grazing the wall. A beautiful gold race car, I should say. Oh, the 77, I apologize. The 77 of O'Shea. Looks like he just got into the wall a little bit and lost a couple places. That's what I think is going to end up creating the caution when someone gets into it hard enough to where they kind of come down the track. And there it is again with O'Shea. A little bit in the wall. Did a great job recovering, but it looks sketchy out there, Mean Gene.
Yeah, these tires definitely getting slick. Going to keep an eye on who can race side by side. And when a block occurs, because at some point you're going to use your car to keep from losing positions. And I think that's where trouble is going to arise. Good job by the drivers right now recognizing when their car is faster and when it is not. Very difficult to get by on the outside right now with these cars having the looseness. Ooh, you can see Malarkey right there with a little bit of a block on William Hewitt there.
Wow.
Yeah, it got close, didn't it?
And then, yeah, I got close and look at Shea sending it way to the bottom. Hard send there. I think what's also key here, me and Gene, let's pay attention down this front stretch, or down this back stretch. You got to enter high and then use that whole corner to arc it all the way down. Those who are being forced to enter low also are struggling a lot, and they're kind of blasting up the racetrack throughout the corner with that, with these old tires. You really, ooh, and Shea's going to catch the wall again on exit there. Just so easy to do there, and he's going to lose 3 spots with that mistake. If I'm him, you just got to stay calm because I'm sure other people will be making that in due time as well. But you really do need the whole racetrack. If you watch these guys putting down the fastest laps, they're entering high, using the whole corner. By the middle of the corner, they're towards the bottom, but then on exit, they're up against the wall again. Me and Gene, you need all of it.
Yeah, fastest lap last time was, of course, David Medina with that 30.90. These guys really getting close to that outside wall. You saw a Shea tap turn coming out of turn 4, and then I saw him tap it going into turn 1. So if we were going to pick a driver that might want to come in for some tires, I think Shea might be at the top of that list.
Yep, he just grazed the wall again on the entrance of 1, really trying to enter that corner as high as he can. So he has the racetrack available to him, but you can tell he needs so much. He's even grazing on entry. It's just these cars, you can tell, are a handful. I'm not envious of anybody in this field right now. Guys who are sticking out to me besides that 9 of Medina, who's just putting down extremely fast laps. As always, that 73 of Malarkey. That guy is so good in the long run. He's doing a great job working his way through the field up to 7th place here, and he's just really only moving forward. And then we also have Kyle Lynott here. He's been strong this whole run. He's been up front with these guys. He hasn't fallen off as bad as other people have who have been up there with him, someone like Michael Serra has. However, Lynott, you can tell, is really starting to struggle. He is one of the best at driving a race car that with worn tires and still finding speed out of it because he just puts it all on the line like that. You can tell it's a handful in that 998 right now.
Yeah, that whole group right there having issues. You can see the 11 and the 77 right behind him, that Lynott as well. All those Joey Stiers. Gosh, Joey, sorry. That's me. So yeah, Joey Stiers a little bit low of William Hewitt right there. That group right there, a lot of activity going on. These guys are starting to use blocks to prevent forward momentum of the other people. That side-by-side racing by Hewitt and the 23 of Stiers allowed Lynott to get away just a little bit, but look behind them. There's Jake O'Shea. We've seen him running loose all day long. There's Medina. He's starting to plow recently. Joe Volpis finally making his way up. And then Mandela, Sully, and Dumont. You could throw a blanket over all of those cars. Going to be interesting to see how it continues to develop. Here we are. We're on lap 37. These guys have been running 32 laps on these tires now under green.
Big moment for the 21 of Buddy Sully back there. Saw him get loose, have to kind of regather it, and he lost quite a few spots there. But yeah, these guys, you could throw a blanket over them. A lot of these guys are our best in the rest contenders. Non-playoff drivers, still a championship to be won there. Joey Stiers, one of the favorites to get that one done, working his way through this very crowded field. But yeah, a lot of guys with a lot on the line, whether or not you're in the playoffs here, just trying their best to keep these cars clean until they can put a set of 4 fresh tires on it. And what I think we will see, Mean Gene, is, as a Shea gets so close to it, not there. That was a close one. But what I do think we're going to see here, Mean Gene,
bang it.
Yep. If we don't get that caution, I think once one person brings it in, everyone else is going to. It's going to be a avalanche once that first person does. But look at this action. We might not need to worry about that.
No, this might be where we get the caution. You can see outside lane. Lynott is now in second behind Shea. I say second, but they're back in 9th, 10th place. And look how Joey Stiers shoots it down deep in front of Medina. Shea uses the wall again to
NASCAR
bounce.
heats it. He got faster when he hit the wall. He just found NASCAR heat.
He looked like what's his face? The Ross Chastain coming off of that wall.
And then he saw Jose Medina there go for the Dale Earnhardt pass in the grass. Didn't quite work out. A lot of stuff going on.
God, that group is so tight. Look at Dumont in there charging up as hard as he can, trying to maintain distance. Joe Volpis in that group. Jose Medina, Ricky Mandela, Buddy Sully now in that group, and Stephen Neal slowly creeping in there. There is some serious activity. We haven't forgotten about the front, of course.
Stiers loose. This is a big moment there. Steyer's got loose on the exit of the corner. It created a 3-wide situation. Lanat and Medina scooted on by. That could have been big. Everyone with a great job avoiding there. You see Mandela in the Animal House Customs car on the bottom there, now trying to get around Steyer's. These guys are dealing with a lot, and Lanat pushing Medina down the back stretch into the corner, probably trying to shoot him in there and give him too big of a run so he can scoot on by on the inside.
I think that's where we're going to see some issues, is the other cars forcing the each other into places they don't want to be. You don't let me cut down as far as I need to. All of a sudden, I'm plowing up the track. I can't exit the way I want to. I might come up into you. Up front, Medina with a 3-second lead over Jason Landry and Jared Kelly as well. David Owens starting to fade a little bit from that group, but up front, nothing's changed yet. It's the David Medina show. This is the action we're looking at. Lanat, all these guys right here on old tires, and you have to wonder at what point is the bubble gonna burst. Pressure bursts pipes, and that's what we're seeing. Medela, he makes his way through that. Hopefully he'll continue his forward momentum. Medina ahead of him, Ashea ahead of him. But now here goes Mark Dumont and Joey Steyers. Joe Volpus as well, and Buddy Sully, all trying to get through this little coagulation of drivers.
Ricky Mandela, that last lap. Jeez.
A bunch, didn't he? And now Puckett touches him.
Around goes.
Don't hit the barrels.
Big hit for Lanat, and that's going to bring out that caution.
Ooh.
Wow. Who was that was just refusing to let up there?
That looked like Mark Dumont was just a little touchy.
Really got to know there. We'll have to see what Kyle thinks about that. But the lap before that, Ricky Mandela made a move that was as beautiful as the stitching on an Animal House custom apparel item. That thing, he just got the inside linked in like a slot car. Mean Gene got like 2 or 3 cars. That was gorgeous. Keep your eye on that 3 if we get another long run.
And but you know who's going to be really sad?
Medina.
No, the 251, because Michael Cera had pitted, and Michael Cera went 1 lap down. So Cera going to be your lucky dog. Get back on that lead lap.
Big checkups for the pace car. Oh, God.
Let's do the pace car.
Oh, we just almost had an Indianapolis repeat there. I just had deja vu all over again, Mean Gene.
Yep. Look at that. Ain't that the kind of day it is? Look at the rookie up there. Medina had just got by him to put him an additional lap down. Welcome to 3 laps down, son.
And he doesn't, that car probably has 40 laps in those tires. Yep, he's going to bring it down. Not even worth the wave around. I think we're going to see the whole field. Look at Lanat and Benton already in there waiting. They don't mind starting at the back. Because, the 251 could have taken the wave around there, but likely with no gas, no tires, having to pit into green, if he doesn't get an immediate caution, just creates a worse situation. So,
well, and you don't want to
becoming worse.
Yeah, and you don't want to stay out there and then cause the wreck and then get that email from Kevin Kyle.
I think that would be an in-person meeting. I think he'd fly down to wherever Jerry Rose lives and have a little conversation with the Pennzoil driver.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy. So everybody pretty much down on pit road right now, getting some much-needed Sunoco fuel and Medina. Those 4
Kelly beats Landry by a lot. Kelly, Medina, Landry. I'm sorry. Medina, Kelly, Landry was our order out of pit lane. Oh. Uh-oh. Why?
Now, something we do need to talk about as well. There is some crazy uneven pavement when you come out of the pits.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Look right there. You could just see how much that affected Landry's car when he came out of that, just bouncing around. If you don't have your wheels straight when you come through there and you do that quick shift, second to third, you're going to slide.
Look where that 55 is going, me and Gene.
Oh, that's not the right way.
There was a reason why he beat that 56 off pit lane so convincingly.
Oh, that's not the way.
It wasn't a legal one. That 55 speeding on pit lane. All the way to the rear he goes, and that is not going to be fun for Jared Kelly.
Cannot be happy about that. Remember, Jared Kelly, one of the 4 drivers battling for that 1 playoff advancing position. Kelly, Landry, Kevin Kyle, Justin Malarkey, those 4 drivers, only one of them is going to advance, and it's all based on their results here today at Charlotte. Cannot extend my feelings enough for Kelly in this situation. going to need to make this up as best he can. That was a big, long run, too. That was a long green flag run. There's nothing to say. If these boys can't get past the first 2 or 3 laps, we might just see some more green flag racing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not going to be an easy recovery for Kelly at all. You also have the 69 of Benton taking the wave around right now. I'm thinking maybe he pit on the earlier side before that yellow came out and gets that lap back that way. So good for Benton. That will bring him back on the lead lap. So Kelly will still be in the lead lap, me and Gene. It's not all doom and gloom, but certainly, as we saw, drivers like Kevin Kyle, Volpus, really fast guys who had to start there, even Buddy Sully, really fast drivers who had to start in the rear, not really able to make any meaningful progress on that first 45 lap run. We'll have to see what that 55 can do.
Yeah, really surprised to see the 21 and the 55 in the back of any field at the same time. Don't expect that that's going to last very long. So Kyle Lynott is going to park it. Looks like his day is done. 25 cars still on the lead lap, all the way up to David Medina.
And Medina is going to lead him with Kelly. That's been the front row all day as Medina launches on the inside, leaving Kelly to drive. It looks like Owens is going to follow him through. I think David Owens could come out of this with second place. Landry not getting the start he needed at all, completely asleep. And yes, it is going to be David Owens in second place. Oh no! Kelly nearly gets turned by Malarkey, able to gather back up. That was a massive moment there. Kelly was completely turned around and gathered it back up. It's going to lose him a lot of spots. I'm sorry, not Kelly. I'm sorry, Landry there. Oh, the black and red car screwed me up here, guys. But Landry there, gathering it back up, getting into Malarkey through turn 1 there. He lost a few spots, but not anywhere near as bad as that could have been.
Yeah, remember, Justin Malarkey, one of the drivers trying to advance, so he is not going to let off. If you get in his way, that's your own damn fault. Up front, David Medina, David Owens with that breakaway. Owens making chase, Medina with the lead. They have a 1.5 second lead over that second group. Malarkey, Ashay off the pace, now using that momentum to power through. The rookie Ricky Mandela behind him, and then we're side by side, Smarell Brenner, Jose Medina, Mark Dumont. Kevin Kyle up to 11.
That incident there with Landry really mixed up the front of the field as Landry again comes down a little bit too much, a little bit in front of Smorl this time, only almost getting into Smorl and creating another nearly identical situation. But that really did mix a lot up. Not only did it give Medina and Owens over a second lead, nearly a second and a half, it gave a lot of cars chances to get significant track position throughout all that mayhem, namely Mandela. I think he got at least 3 or 4 spots there. Mandela in the top 5 now, battling Ashay with Landry, trying to recover there, still trying to get back in 5th place. And I wonder if he has any feelings towards Malarkey after that incident. I'd assume no.
No, you got to assume that's just a racing incident, especially since both of you are going for the same thing. Car I want to keep an eye on in that group that we're watching right now, though. Ashay, he'll give you 15 laps of fury, but then after that, we saw him fade and start hitting the wall. And another car in there, Mark Dumont, that 14, again, driving super well here today. Aggressive, not giving an inch to other drivers. So those are 2 cars early in this run that I'm going to be keeping an eye on in that lead, in that second group.
I was saying the exact same thing. I was going to say that about Ashay, namely, it's going to be interesting to see how much he wants to push this early in the run. Ashay knows he has the single lap speed. He's been quick today, but he did fall off pretty dramatically towards the end of that last run. We'll see what he learned. As you see, almost a 3-wide situation there,
Yeah, and Brenner almost down in the grass underneath Medina finally makes that pass. Now it's going to be Brenner and Smorl side by side. Ashay tapped the wall again. I think he just must have a special relationship.
He must, that specific wall. And oh my gosh, Ashay with the crossover move in front of Landry right there. That was ultra aggressive. One thing I'm noticing too, man, these guys are lucky the netcode gods are smiling upon them today, because they've had so many incidents where they've drifted up the corner, mid-corner, into very close to the car above them, and a lot of worlds with the wrong netcode situation, that would send the car around. It's been so close so many times. It'll be interesting to see how many times they can get away with that today before it creates a bad incident.
Well, hey, maybe they did a little bit of work, the iracing.
Oh, maybe. God, couldn't have been any worse than it was before.
All right, so here we go. There you can see a situation of tires still working. Malarkey side by side with Mandela. Malarkey making the outside work. Jason Landry right behind Mandela on the inside, and O'Shea still making that outside work. One thing I've noticed, you talked about the harsh move of O'Shea. It seems like every turn he's having a little bit of a jerk, either coming in or out. So you have to wonder what kind of effect that's going to have on the tires, not having quite that smooth follow through that we're seeing from some of the other cars. If you look right behind him, Jason Landry, Christopher Smurrell, those guys really smooth. So we'll see exactly how that affects him in about 10, 12 more laps.
Another thing that's sticking out to me right now, me and Gene, we talk a lot about chestnut checkers in racing, and man, that 11 and that 9 car are the best example I've seen in a long time of that right now. We've watched a 1.5 lead of those two cars completely evaporate into nothing, and we saw how fast those two specific cars were in that first run. If they let a 1.5 second lead evaporate, it's because they wanted to. They are not worried right now. They are saving their tires a lot more than every single car behind them. Those guys were side by side the whole time that this group was able to catch up to them. That should not happen while Owens and Medina were front to back. As you see Malarkey and Mandela get together a little bit on exit there. That's going to check up Mandela a little bit and allow O'Shea to make the move on the inside. But we saw how big that lead was for that group right there, me and Gene, towards the end of that last 45-lap run. I think it's going to be even worse this time. If we get another long green flag run, that 9 and that 11 are going to have so much more tire than the rest of this field. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, every millisecond right now that they're watching these guys catch up is just a little millimeter of rubber. They have more until they draw it close. David Owens not in a panic situation. David Medina, neither is he. They can afford to let you go by to try to eat you up later. Meanwhile, that 73 of Malarkey, he pretty much needs to win. He needs to finish ahead of the others. So that's the guy you're going to see take a risk. Jake O'Shea behind him in the 77. He's showing me up now. I said he was jerking the wheel. That guy's been smooth as ice for the past 3-4 months.
O'Shea looks great right now. O'Shea looks fantastic. It looks like once he can get a little bit time by himself, not side by side with anybody, he really starts to put in some solid laps. But yeah, Owens and Medina, these guys are going to be scary. I mean, I've talked about this before. Owens, more than anybody I've ever raced against, when you pass that guy early in a run for the lead, you're never thinking, oh my God, I might win this race. Look how fast I am. You're thinking, what the hell is that guy up to? Why am I faster than him right now? I hate this. It's the worst guy ever to pass.
Yeah, what is his strategy? Because he's up to no good. He's up to some shenanigans.
You're never just
unless,
that much
of course,
faster.
it's Medina. Then he's trying to catch up and hold on for dear life. Speaking of holding on for dear life,
O'Shea in the wall hard.
Again, that's his line. Fine. That's how he does
we should just stop saying it, honestly. Sorry, continue.
Side by side now, you can see push up a little higher than he'd like, and he has to jerk the wheel to bring it back down. That is going to affect him later in the run. I'm looking a little bit back. We talked about guys trying to make up some space. How about Jared Kelly? He's back up to 15th place right now next to Stephen Neal, and you can see Puckett behind him. So Kelly using that low line, trying to save some tires, but he's about to run into some serious traffic and congestion. Getting around that Cortina Dumont is no picnic, and that's where he's about to find himself.
Yeah, Kelly doing a great job, but really needs to prioritize also protecting that race car and those tires. Not wanting to make it to where, if he does recover and able to get himself back in the top 5 where he knows he belongs, that he has nothing left and he falls off so bad that all that work is for nothing. So Jared Kelly really trying to walk that tightrope right now, following Kevin Kyle through the field. He actually has a great group around him. He got around Buddy Sully. He has Buddy Sully behind him. So those three could work together, very talented drivers, and get through this field in a responsible way. As you see tons of action in front of them as well. That is also a very stressful thing. Jared Kelly was in that peaceful group of 4 in that last run, and now here he is with action all around him.
Oh, he's getting a peaceful right now as he has got a little bit of contact there with Dennis Puckett. Buddy Sully right behind them, Stephen Neal. So we'll continue to monitor that group as we go around here at Charlotte. We're on lap 63, scheduled
Owens
for 145.
David Owens to the lead, Mean Gene. How about that?
I heard him on the radio. He said, I'm going to lead some laps. So that is a perfect example of cutting the horse loose.
Yes, it
Owens announced it on the radio. I'm going to lead some laps. So he had a little extra in that car. I think that just further enhances our argument that they're holding back.
What is more dangerous than a normal David Owens, Mean Gene? It's a David Owens with all the confidence in the world. This guy is on one right now. He is just riding a win streak. I think he's gone 3 in a row on league races. He won on Thursday in the Truck Series. He won on Wednesday in the Xfinity Series. And wait, no, he didn't. I'm sorry. He did not win on Wednesday in the Series. But he won Monday in MRL, and then he won last Sunday. So he is just winning everywhere he goes right now, and that 11 car with a head of confidence is not something the rest of this field needs to see, as Medina pokes to his outside.
Yeah, David Medina, though, he says, you know what? You said you want to lead some laps. That's fine. But I'm going to make sure you know that I'm there. I've still led more. You can lead a couple. Yep. It's fine. And he learns his lines. Some
laps, you're done.
Yeah, and he'll see some lines that Owens is running and see if those are the lines he'd like to use later. Jason Landry in third in striking distance, Justin Malarkey behind him. So Malarkey losing that position to Landry. Landry needs to finish ahead. Landry and Malarkey both part of that group of 4, along with Jared Kelly and Kevin Kyle, that we're continuing to monitor. You're wondering, where's Kevin Kyle? He's in 13th. Jared Kelly in 15th, only 2 seconds back. So they're still in the picture, but you have to feel good. If you're Landry and Malarkey, those are the 2 spots you want to be in as far as advancing goes. But the real spot we all want to be in, number 1, the 11 car of David Owens leading this race.
Yeah, Owens sitting pretty right now. You have Medina pushing him down the front and back stretch, but those two have worked really well together all day, controlling this right now. And Landry did a great job of recovering from that incident on that restart. Back to 3rd place, nearly where he was before, with Malarkey behind him. They made a quick negotiation of that move there, maybe talking about what happened on the initial restart to even create that. Is look at this, looking to the inside, looking to the outside, is Medina for the lead. Oh, Medina back to the lead, getting past Owens, saying, you led your laps, you're done. I hope that was fun. I want the lead back.
Exactly, and Medina with the type of skill and the car to make that kind of decision. So even though Owens went in the lead briefly, I think he was still in that conservation mode, and then it was Medina that gave a little bit of the whip, a little bit of the crop to the horse right there to push his Ford ahead. These boys are racing ponies, and you can tell when they're pulling out that whip to push ahead. Jason Landry behind them in that Toyota. No whip for him. Got to watch out for Malarkey, though, because he's in a Ford as well. He can push that pony a little harder. Oh, yeah. Top 4 cars a little bit ahead, and then you can see a second group behind them led by Jake O'Shea. Joe Volpus now back into 6th. Good for him. And then Jose Medina up 11 spots, currently running in 7th. That's that yellow number 54 Toyota. Chris Morel also with a great run. Started 8th, is in 8th, but we saw him move up and down a few times. That's that number 5 Ford of Chris Morel.
Yeah, everyone up here had been up here all day except for that 07 of Volpus. He was in that first incident with Gerald Rose, and you saw him in the pits fixing damage on lap 1, and here he is. It's taken him 71 laps, but he's done a great job recovering, now battling to be back in the top 5, and Volpus needs a good run today, and this is exactly what he needs to do. That 07 clearly is a rocket ship, as he's been able to make probably more passes than most cars in this field today, given how much he's had to deal with.
Yeah, Joe Volpus, he was the bottom finisher of the drivers that did race last week at Bristol. Tough day for him, but basically just needs to survive to make it to the next round, and then the points will reset, and Joe Volpus will be on equal ground. But still, 7th place, great run for him. It's about confidence, and that's, I think, why we've seen Owens just continue to grow and grow and grow. You know, but he could be one T-bone away from having it all go out like a hot air balloon. So
yeah,
you still got to be aware of what's going on around you. Your car might be fast, but the guy in front of you, he might lose it, especially if lap traffic becomes an issue, or other cars, just when you get deep into that tire run.
Yep, and as you see, it looks like Volpus here going to try to make a move on O'Shea. O'Shea doing his normal line of grazing the wall and exit. Killed his run a little bit. Medina able to scoot by up to the top 5. Medina also having a fantastic run today. But Volpus trying to make the move there. Volpus had a lot of opportunities to send it 3 wide and didn't take any of them. And that's not just the Joe Volpus thing. That's one thing that's starting to stick out to me, Mean Gene. No one really wanted to go 3 wide here. It's possible here at Charlotte. But something about the track today, no one too interested.
I wouldn't want to, especially at this stage of the run where you know cars are going to plow. Volpus is probably terrified to be right there with O'Shea coming in the turn, the way O'Shea's been kissing that fair wall. But O'Shea letting off, making a good move. And how about the side-by-side of Dumont and Smorrell there? That's going to allow the 3 of Mandela to catch up as well. And Kevin Kyle starting to lay down burners up into 11th, slowly creeping back in. Good patience there by David Brenner, not going 3 wide as well. So you're right. Definitely some respect going on and some awareness of these guys at this stage of the run, protecting their cars and not taking those chances.
Yeah, the opportunities have been presenting themselves lap after lap, and just no one's been interested. And yeah, I do think respect has a lot to do with why we are not seeing that happen. I am looking at that number 3 of Mandela. I'm a little bit surprised. He was one of my favorite cars in the long run last run. We are now on lap 30 of this thing, me and Gene, of this particular run, this set of tires, and that 3 is going the wrong direction. And the only difference, and we talked about this a lot, we saw it happen to Shea last run, is he started further out front this time. Mandela was up front around the top 5 early in that run, and maybe trying to hang with those boys really hurt his tires as he is going through or down the field in a hurry right now, similar to we saw other cars that he was able to get by last time. So it's a tale of two different stories here. I mean, I'm sure the track changing too with the weather changing. Something to keep our eye on as we have likely at least one more full set of tires to run on for everybody in this field.
Oh yeah, tires not going to be an issue. Remember, getting the extra set because of the extended length of this race. Going to be plenty of good years down there. The big question is, when do you take them?
When? Yep.
If you want to risk it. And how about, speaking of when do you take them, David Medina now pushing his lead to a 2.5. You talked about Mandela pushing his car a little bit too hard. Owens saying, I'm going to lead some laps on that radio. Look at the result now. Medina never changed his speed, and now it's 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 seconds ahead. And now David Owens is back there dealing with a hungry Jason Landry who needs to win.
And 20 laps ago, you guys heard me talk about Medina and Owens letting a 1.5 second lead evaporate in order to what I assumed was to save tires when they knew everyone else wasn't, because they saw the side-by-side action happening behind them. So they let 1.5 seconds evaporate voluntarily, Mean Gene, and look at the other end of that. Now it's a 2.5 second lead and growing significantly. That's why you do that.
Yeah, other guy. You let him get close. It's almost like dangling bait, right?
Yep. And we do have a car in the pits. We have Michael Serra in the pits.
Ooh, Serra bringing it down. He did that same thing last time. He was one of the first pitters. Remember Serra, who started up at the front in 7th place.
Got another one.
Experienced tire wear, and then
Kevin Kyle.
And Kevin Kyle.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is risky, but
why
also
not? It's green flags, right? It's a bunch of green flag racing.
As long as you don't get that caution, this is going to be a good move. This is going to get you significant track position. Kevin Kyle, we saw him running around, 12th, 13th? If we stay green, he will be, I think, in the top 5 if this thing cycles out.
Yeah, and you have to expect that it would. It's spread apart. These guys are running single file, being respectful to each other. Lap drivers, not an issue because they're not bunched up. Remember, Medina, he did put one guy a lap down last time, but it was a single driver. He got around very easily, and I think we're going to see that kind of scenario once again as far as lappers. So lappers are not going to be an issue, and with the way that these guys are driving, I think we can expect some more green flag racing for a good period of time. Going to be exciting to see some green flag pit stops.
Yeah, and I think also with that differential you're going to have for guys like Kevin Kyle and Serra, you can get your lap back the hard way because you're going to be putting down such faster laps than the rest of the field. So it's going to be interesting to see where they cycle out. I did just see a handful of more cars duck it down into pit road that time around, Mean Gene. So it's going to be, I think, kind of a trickle effect through here. Maybe about 3-4 cars every lap until we've done this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm actually hearing some whispers from Gulf Coast Racing right now talking about extending fuel. I'm hearing lap 95, lap 97 as a target for those guys. You think they're going to try to cut out one of their pit stops?
They are known to do that, Gulf Coast especially.
That's a long run on these tires, Zach.
Oh, it's super long as we see Puckett and Peltz bringing it down. It's extremely long, and then it also makes that second run pretty long too. It turns into a 50-lap run if that's the plan. Well, I'm sure these boys, 60, I think they might want to bring it down again, would be my guess, Mean Gene. So I get it. I do. You're going to lose a lot of time getting to lap 95. I will say that, though.
Well, we'll just have to continue to monitor it But with the way the green flags are going, I would think about maybe cutting it in half if you're going to do that extra pit. You've got the tires, you got 3 sets down there. Why not get them now? Get them once again, and you still got an extra set if there's some kind of green-white shootout at the end. That would be nerves-wracking though, because you know how slick these bad boys are the first couple of laps.
Smoke them if you got them, Mean Gene. And then on top of that, I'm like Ricky Bobby. I like to go fast. So if you tell me that there's 2 sets of tires in the pits waiting for me, guess what I'm going to do?
Mm-hmm. You're going to smoke them.
Yes, sir.
All right, there's your leader putting Rose another lap down. And just like last time, Rose goes a lap down and somebody else is a lap down.
Yep.
It's
one of those days. It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything sucks.
Oh, my. Look at this side-by-side action. Dumont making a little bit of contact with Brenner up front. You can see O'Shea in the wall, Dumont hitting Brenner in the back. This is exciting. If you're Jared Kelly, you're thinking, why did I get that penalty? Because he is the fella behind them.
Jared Kelly is going through like an existential crisis right now, because I've done this a million times where you're like, I have such a fast car. I'm in 3rd place. I have a 5-second lead from the rest of the field. Then you get that penalty and you're in 15th and you're like, I thought I was fast. Why can't I pass these guys?
Yep.
And now you can see the frustration is he's on the inside of Dumont there.
Wow. And he had to make a hard jerk of the wheel to avoid a little bit of contact. So there's Brenner right up into the tailpipe of O'Shea. Gonna dip down and try to make that work. O'Shea likes to go high coming out of turns. So I think Brenner should be okay. Kelly using that inside. O'Shea might lose a few positions depending on how much he trucks.
Okay, Jared with a gorgeous move to get to the inside of O'Shea there. I was worried O'Shea was going to do his normal line and potentially come back down as, they almost get together on the entry of the corner. Close moment there. Jared Kelly's patience has run out long ago.
Yeah, Kelly got to get back up to the front. Now he's going to pull side by side with Brenner, O'Shea and Dumont side by side, and then the David Owens tribute of William Hewitt right behind them. Coming up on me. Look at how high O'Shea takes that 77.
And he's going to kind of wrap it back down, and he'll be steering down the corner and exit. That was nice by O'Shea. One thing about Kelly, too, I just realized that's David Owens. 2 cars in front of him. What a job by the 55 of Kelly to recover from this. He is back almost where he was before. No harm, no foul with that pit road speeding penalty. But as we know, this race is a little upside down right now with a lot of guys staying out and others already on fresh tires.
Yeah, Jake O'Shea really suffering the effects of those tires. You can see him fading back to that second group right now. Holding on, Joe Volpus is going to go under him as well, and that's going to fade O'Shea back into 12th. O'Shea on the radio, I expect he's talking about, I might need tires. David Medina, your leader with a 5.5 second lead. Scary back there. Medina with that 5.5 second lead over Jason Landry. Landry continuing to try to bring the car up front, but it is so hard when you get a guy as fast as the number 9 Ford at David Medina.
Yep. Jared Kelly is a real race car driver, for lack of a better word. He is one of the guys in this field who has experience in real cars, and man, you can tell by watching him. Watch how he just blasts off in the middle of these corners. Jared has this really unique line that he does where he really backs up entry, and then man, he just links up on that bottom, and his exit speed is unlike anybody else on the track right now. Look at this, kind of backing it up, waiting for the car to turn, then boom, he's gone. That thing is just launching, and look how much further ahead he is at that 22. He is such a unique driver. He has things in his arsenal that I think that I kind of want to say like tendencies, things that we just don't have if we're only sim racers, right?
Look how fast Joey Steyer's coming up on them. Steyer's is on fresh tires. So is Sarah. Kevin Kyle is in this mix. This is going to get really messy, as you can see Sarah and the 23 of Steyr side by side. Oh, and that's Kyle getting touched right on the no-no spot.
There was smoke in front of him. I believe that 77 of O'Shea may have had an incident getting out of the yellows out. O'Shea is looking all types of.
Yeah, he went in the grass a little bit. He hit those bumps we talked about.
Yep, and I believe he got loose and spun on the exit of pit lane after a green flag pit stop. Brutal situation for the rest of the field, really. A lot of guys are going to be a lap down now. I think Kevin Kyle was seconds away from getting his lap back, and that race would be entirely different if he had done that.
Yeah, right now, car I'm seeing that is safely on the lead lap is the 15th position of Tommy Fox. Tommy Fox is in that number 57 Ford. After that, you've got a lot of guys that would go a lap down. Let's see about those wave arounds. I imagine a lot of the boys that just pitted, putting them a lap down, are going to be looking for the wave around. You know what we should have known? When Medina put Rose another lap down, we should have known that the caution was about to come out. That's been a theme. We've seen it. He's lapped him twice on track, and then there was a caution within the next 3 laps. We'll have to keep an eye on that one moving forward.
We need a Rose cam so we can just keep our eye on when he gets lapped. And then
well, you can hear the crying. You might not see him, but you can hear the crying from the car.
Jose Medina misses his pit stall. Oh, Medina misses his pit stall.
That's why you got reverse on the car, bud.
Exactly. And you know what? Not too many cars pitting right now. Not the whole field, at least. So while there will be a lot of wave rounds, and that will be the lucky dog for Kevin Kyle, that's still, in my opinion, it just sucks, Mean Gene. You don't get to put new tires on it. If you're the lucky dog for Kevin Kyle, you might as well maybe put tires on it if you're going to have an extra set. But on top of that, he's going to the back of the field no matter what. It just isn't the best when you're put in a situation. It probably honestly is. I mean, this is lap 94. This is perfect for Owens and Medina. This is exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, because they're still going to have 2 more sets of tires. Not a problem.
Don't have to do the green flag pit stop. They didn't have to do any of that stressful stuff that the other guys had to do.
Now, here we go. This is the interesting thing, though. We're on lap 94, 95, probably going to go green around 96. So that's 39 laps. Do you push 39 laps on these tires? Or do you plan to cut it in half, use that extra set of tires?
If we stay green, it's not up to you. You're pushing it. If we don't, no way. Honestly, if I get one in 10 laps with 29 to go, I'd probably take it then. I'm not going to assume that we're going to get another one, and even so, I'll take that track position when you guys at the pit to take those tires later, and I'll just hope to God you can't catch me. That would be my plan here, me and Gene. I would be telling my team, I'm obviously not coming in if we stay green, but there's no way I'm staying out if we don't.
No, I agree. Ferdiani, Schofield, both coming down into the pits right now after having to wait. 77.
So this is going
Shea yelling, hurry, hurry.
Yeah, he is. And they're saying, hey, you brought the caution out. Shush.
I love it. And the 251, barely ahead of the lead pack. They're trying to encourage him to get back in line. You know, cars are waiting on him.
Yeah, dude, where
so
are
they can line back up.
Where's the 77?
Not the only one. Yeah, look at that. There's 77 going, the 21 trying to catch up, and the 23 of Steyrs as well.
This does put 22 cars back on the lead lap, Mean Gene. So
yep, 22 cars. Richard Leclerc going to be the first guy lap down.
Yep. A lot of different tire situations, though. So like I said, if you did take that wave around, which I think at least, I want to say 10 cars did, they did not pit. So they had at least, I want to say 5 laps on those tires. So that group that was still out and that had kind of suffered through that are going to be the ones that are going to be the fastest here by a lot. I see Buddy Sully going to the rear here as well. A little bit of confusion. Looks like as we're getting ready to go green. Not orderly at all. And look at how long that single file line is at the back. That is everybody who had to take the wave around. As we get ready to go green, once again, Medina and Landry on the front row. Landry, what a recovery after that big incident. And a great restart that time from both drivers. Landry far better than last time, working that time with Kelly to really launch, as it's going to be Medina leading the field, Landry in second, and then side by side, Owens and Kelly for third place.
Owens gave David Medina a heck of a bump there right on that restart. That pushed Medina ahead. Look at the 55 and the 56, though. Landry and Kelly rubbing. The 55 of Kelly is going to go down deep. The 56 of Landry going down deep on the apron to take the lead.
Wow, look at that. What a move by Landry. This guy, it's his first chance all day to take the lead of this race, and he did not wait. So let's see what that 56 can do with it. Now, the only guy left in our big four that hasn't led is Jared Kelly, but he's recovered as well. Kelly and Landry have had to go from the front to the back of this field today, and they cannot be deterred. These guys are doing great. And then in fifth place, keep your eye on Jose Medina. He's been strong all day today, and he is there lurking. First mistake he sees, he'll be there to pounce.
Yeah, you know he'll stick his nose where it don't go. And if it gets through the hole, that was exactly where it was meant to be. And that's what I think of when I see Jose Medina out there. He will back off, but when he's got fresh tires, he's going to bring it hard.
Car spinning on the inside. Oh, I believe that was Rose. Was that Rose? No, it was Joey. Yeah, that was Joey Logano. A little bit loose there on the bottom.
Joey Steyer's having a good time.
Yeah, that was Joey Steyer's. That was
staying green?
Loose on the apron. Yes, we are staying green. That was off the racing surface. I'm not even sure how that happened. It was in front of our leaders. I'm assuming exiting pit lane, but we ball, we go on.
Joey, there's easier ways to get camera time, bro. Come on.
There are. You have a pretty race car every week. We always.
I got my Venmo's out there in Discord for everybody. You don't need to do that.
Exactly.
You can just hook me up. I'll talk about you plenty.
Very reasonable rate of $10 a minute.
That's right. It's negotiable. I got bills to pay. Up front, Jason Landry leading it now. He's got that 0.3 second lead, which actually is a lot. Haven't seen Medina fall that far behind if anybody. Landry in the lead. Medina, Kelly, Owens, Jose Medina. Front four trying to pull away. Jose Medina slowly fading back into the grips of William Hewitt, David Brenner, Joe Volpus, Mark Dumont, Justin Malarkey. That's your top 10. Dumont still lurking up there in that top 10. Really good drive by the 14 Ford Chevrolet today.
Yeah, I'm curious about the 9 of Medina right now. Because we've seen it today more than ever, Gene. There's one thing you can't do to David Medina, it's tell him how fast to go. He controls his own pace, and you aren't going to do anything to light a fire under his rear end. He's going to do what is most comfortable to him. Right now, I think we're seeing the same thing we saw in the early stages, of the last run, where Medina was in no rush to even get a big lead. That 1.5 second lead meant nothing to him. But that was the rest of the field when Landry was over in 15th place because of a penalty. This is not now. This is Landry leading the race, and this guy has had no trouble keeping that long run speed all day. I'd be very careful about how far away I let that 56 go.
Do not want to watch him get away and have to use unnecessary tire to close that gap. The 56, a master of the course. If you give him the ability to enter and exit the turn where he likes, he will not wear out the tires. Meanwhile, the 9 and the 55 side by side, that is exactly what Landry wants to see. Medina can't enter the way he wants. Kelly can't exit the way he wants. And you can see David Owens already drawing in tighter on those drivers as their lines are compromised because of that side-by-side racing.
Beautiful side draft by Kelly on the entrance of 1 and 2 right there. Really getting to the rear, to the quarter panel of that 9 to give himself the best chance to suck him back next side, beside him and see if we can make something happen. Just not quite enough there for the 55. Looked like he goes a little bit too cautious, a little bit too nice on exit there. Really hugging the bottom when he needs to let it drift up a little bit. But Kelly really trying to breathe down the neck of that 9 car, and they are both starting to reel in that 56.
Tire's still an issue here, still warming up a little bit. You don't want to make any kind of wild moves. You can see that first group, though, pulling away even on these newer, cooler tires. Different strategies going on with the tires, of course. Some people taking just right sides. Most
Jaws
people
music.
Taking 4.
Cue the Jaws music.
Yeah, you're going to need a bigger boat. You're going to need a bigger boat there, Jason Landry.
Yes, you are, sir. I think they have plenty of boats over in Canada, but I don't think they're big enough for this one right here. Is poking to the inside. Oh, just showing him that he's there is the 9 of Medina. Not going for it, but telling him it's only a matter of time, my friend.
Well, David Medina, there's nothing wrong with my boat. My boat's plenty big.
There's always something to do.
Yeah, he's trying right now. It's a black and red car assault there at the front of the field, continuing to lay it down. How about this? Kevin Kyle, he also needs to get up there, currently running back in the 13th position, trying to race as best he can. And there's a great little group behind them. You can see Schofield and Tommy Fox making battle. Michael Cera as well with that great start, but he's fall back to 16. But really good action between Schofield and Fox as they run side by side. Tommy Fox finally going to take over the battle of that position. So a little bit back in the field, you can still see great runs. Christopher Smorrell was up at the front, little fade back for him. Stephen Neal with a good day, still in that top 15. Dennis Puckett, Edward Peltz, all these fellas still on the lead lap making battle. Joey Steyer's first car lap down. 21 cars on the lead lap, all of them chasing the 56 of Landry. Landry knows if he wins, he's in.
So yeah, going back to the 31 and Kyle real quick, and this is what I talked about with the wave around cars. Kevin Kyle, one of those cars that took tires in the early stage of that last run, and then was a lap down when the caution did unfortunately fall for him. So he had to wave all the way back around, get his lap back that way. But what that does, Mean Gene, is he is not allowed to pit. So Kevin Kyle doing the best he can with the tire situation that he's in, 5 to 10 lap older tires than the rest of the field. He really just has no chance against those cars in front of him.
Well, what he needs is Landry to pass Rose, and then we'll have a caution, and he'll be back in the race.
So he just has to wait for that to happen, and then he'll be fine.
Yeah, but right now it's going to be a little bit of a wait. Maybe he could get some of those other lapped cars first. But those three guys, are we at Bristol again? Are we just going to watch the top 3 cars?
I know.
From the rest of the field. David Owens is leading his own little group back there. You can see Medina and Malarkey side by side making really good battle as well.
We need to make a whole subdivision for these guys because they're just in a league of their own. Behind them, though, things are getting spicy between Malarkey and Medina. Those two side by side. Malarkey trying to make the move, get that spot. Medina falling off a little bit with those tires as he's coming to the clutches of that group behind him. As we have he's sandwiched by 211 cars as Medina slides up the track just ever so slightly, almost into Owens. Boy, that was close. Once again, the Netco God smiling upon this field. As here we go. Here's some 3-wide action finally.
Malarkey's got to get through this nonsense. He's got to move up. These are not the boys he's battling with. He is battling. Oh, a little touch by Medina helps Malarkey go around. He doesn't spin. He holds his line. But Malarkey's got to get up there with Kelly and Landry. Those are the two boys that he's fighting for that final spot into the playoffs. This is all good and fun, but if he can't get through this group to battle with those boys, today will be for naught.
Yeah, there's just so many heavy hitters trying to move on to that round of 8 right now, and that didn't have the opportunity to show up last week. That create this situation where even if you're someone who was so strong in this regular season, you really need to execute today, and it could all be over. It can all be for null if you're not able to execute today. And even like you're talking about, Mean Gene, a 6th place, a 7th place might not be enough today.
No, it feels good. It looks good on the stats. You get that T10, that T5 sometimes, but it's still a sour pill knowing that you were that close to making that advance into that round of 8. Right now, David Owens still leading that second group. Malarkey, I think he just needs to travel around with these boys to get closer. You can already see Jared Kelly coming off the pace just a little bit of Landry and Medina. So if Malarkey can catch up to that, to the car, the 55 of Kelly, at that point, he just has to hope that Medina is going to get Landry to wear out his tires. Thing in the back of the head, though, Landry and Medina are teammates. So you know darn well they're not going to push.
He says they're not teammates, but they're teammates. We all know they're teammates.
They're in the same channel.
Their cars look the same. I mean,
wait, they're not in the same channel?
That's shocking.
Landry and Kelly are teammates. I thought that Landry was one of them Folcom guys. This makes it even more exciting then. So these two are not teammates. They don't talk to each other. I bet they don't even like each other. I bet they dated the same girl in high school.
I'm not sure if you've ever done a race on voice chat with Jared Kelly, but just because they're not on voice chat together doesn't mean they're not teammates. It just means he doesn't want to be on voice chat with Jared Kelly.
No, I like that they both tried to date the same girl in high school. It's a way better story.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen that. That did happen.
They got bad blood.
He took her to prom. I saw the photos. Jared did.
Yeah, but Jared didn't leave with her. That's what I'm just
Oh.
All right, so these two guys are really close up there. Pit stops are becoming into effect. I can hear the 45 saying he's about to bring it down into the pit. So some of these guys are going to split this thing in half.
They're going to split this.
And we'll see if they choose to take tires or not. It's been green flag almost the entire time. Why not?
Oh, wow,
the only cautions. The only cautions have been when late in the run. Why not take the full tires now, assuming everybody is, and there won't be any cautions to worry about, and you'll be on freshies.
Right. It's the 45, the 12, and the 7 are in the pits right now, putting on 4 freshies. So
not a surprise.
That's not a bad decision. I mean, this thing stays green. You should get your lap back that way, and then if that caution comes out, you pit then. You have 4 fresh ones. I mean, there's a lot of positives there. I don't blame them one bit for that. But look at Medina. He is stuck with that 56 this entire time. And here they are. They have really, really gapped Jared Kelly. They've left him by 2 seconds now. They came see him, and there goes Medina to the inside, and he had an amazing entry speed, quick and easy by the 9 of Medina.
Yeah, and you could see that fade up right there. I think Landry knew the writing was on the wall and thinking, I'm going to just go high, come back down, get that momentum, and continue to save tires rather than battle this guy. This is not the lap to battle him on if I'm going to win. And really, do you need the win if you're Jason Landry, or you just want to make sure that you finish ahead of Jared Kelly at this point? And I think all of those issues, all of those factors are part of the mathematical equation going on in the head of the 56 driver.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they're also definitely going to try to stretch this thing. I don't think they have any intentions of pitting. So I think Medina did what he had to do to feel like he'd have enough tire to make it to the end. And then once he did, he striked. And it, as we saw, it took about 1 corner. And he is already checking out on Landry. That lead will likely be over a second soon. Behind them, that's Edward Peltz. He is now 2 laps down. He took a set of tires under green there. He was already not 1 down, but close enough to, or far enough away to Landry to where it took him 2 laps down there. But it looks like he might be able to get 1 down here, or 1 back here. This is a tricky situation if you're that 7 car of Peltz, because man, you don't want to do anything too sketchy to those leaders of this race.
No, but on the other hand, you know you've got the faster tires. You just stick behind them for
Kelly?
a half a lap, and they should know that
Jared
it's
Kelly
time
bring it
to
down.
get out of the way. Now here we go. This is one of the big players. Jared Kelly, the 55, going to bring it down. So we'll see now if anybody else decides to follow suit, as we see one of the fellas in it to win it right now, running up at the front. 55 could be setting the pace for the rest of these cars.
Yeah, that's a big move there to see a car as fast as the 55 want to bring it down and use that time on fresh tires. I don't disagree with Kelly at all there. I think he saw that 2-3 second lead that quickly formed in front of him with Medina and Landry and realized if I want a chance to actually win this thing, I got to do something different, and that's what that is.
Wow, lots of people now thinking about pits. You can see Chris Smurl going down into the pits. And these guys also need to be aware when you come out of the pits, it's bumpy. Bumpy on that.
No.
On that.
Oh, no.
Well, who is
There's
this?
a car around. That's Jared Kelly exiting pit lane, and a caution
Did he
is
hit
out.
the bumps?
Oh, no. Same thing I think that we saw happen to, I believe that was Shea earlier in this race. Strikes Kelly on the
There's
exit
a
of pit
car.
lane.
Did Medina put Rose another lap down? Is that what happened?
I honestly think that had to have been what happened there. Oh, man. What is it with that pit exit under green flag conditions?
Nope. Nope. Rose was 2 seconds ahead of him. It's happening earlier.
Some miracles are possible.
It is. First you had a hockey win by the U.S., and now you had that. Wow, interesting, because some guys, again, choosing to pit. Big decision here for the guys. If they're going to come in or out, 15 laps to go, I come in. I come in and get those tires.
100%. You're going to be a sitting duck if you don't. And it's about to get feisty. I think we'll probably get a few more cautions, so you definitely bring it in now, and that is what they're going to do. See Peltz leading out to get that lap back. That is not a lead lap car. So all the lead lappers that I can see. Oh, is that Smorl leaving it out?
Yep.
So it looks like Smorl might stay out. He is a lap down, though, so that's going to be okay. That's Smorl lap down. I'll be getting his lap back. Same with Kelly, who also stayed out. So it looks like all our lead lap cars electing to bring it down.
And I think that's a wise decision. If this thing stays green, then you can start making those arguments of pushing it and doing the math, counting backwards. But in this situation now, everyone pits, everyone has fresh tires, everyone has enough
Malarkey
fuel,
took 2.
and we're ready for a 10 race.
Malarkey definitely just took 2 tires.
Ooh, okay. Yep, Kelly's taking 4.
Or he has superhumans working those bits for him.
No, you're right. He took 2. I'm hearing it on the radio. Kelly has taken 4. Landry has taken 4.
Medina took 4 for sure. Or at least it looks like he did.
Yeah. All right, so it's confirmed now. Jared Kelly and Jason Landry, teammates, both took 4 tires. Malarkey took 2. And those are the 3 fellas. Kevin Kyle still in this race as well. between the four fellows looking for the one spot. But Malarkey, the swinging for the fences, decides he's going to take 2 tires, get that track position, and cross his fingers that there's going to be some shenanigans ahead of him, behind him, and that he can just hold on for a few more laps.
We have both now called Jared Kelly someone who he is not. Or called someone else Jared Kelly. You just called Medina Jared Kelly, and I called Landry Jared Kelly earlier.
What? Medina?
Yep, it's Medina who... Jared Kelly did not bring it down that time because he spun it before. He's going to get the wave around here, and he'll have about 1 lap older tires than the rest of the field, and he'll be pretty far back in the field.
4. He took 4.
Yeah, Medina took 4. I think is who you're thinking of immediately behind Malarkey. It's the black and red cars. I blame these guys for their black and red cars.
We're going to have to put a cap on that.
Honestly, and you know what's funny, Mean Gene? I'm as you know about me, I'm like a super superstitious person. I'm superstitious. I have like this jinx with black and red cars. I refuse to drive black and red cars because I don't know what it is. I don't have bad luck in black and red cars. I have god awful luck in black and red cars to the point where it's like this is too much. It's not even coincidental at this point. So it's funny to see so many up front to me and then be also successful.
Well, we'll have to put a limit on the paint schemes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you noticed, but DDI is like all blue cars.
like why is there no green car? Malarkey
that's it.
Yeah, Malarkey's it.
I used to drive a green car, and one of the reasons I did it is because like no one drives green cars.
Where's purple? Where's the X-Side car? Come on.
I know purple is such a good race car color too.
Except in Heat 5. You know, in Heat 5, if it's a purple or pink car, they're gonna wreck everybody on purpose.
Yup, they're idiots. Malarkey is going to be the control car here, and he elected to take the outside, Mean Gene. So this will be interesting. The biggest thing here, I think, for the 73 as we get ready to go green is he does not know how this is going to feel. No one's taken 2 tires yet today, so this is uncharted territory, but a great launch by the 73 and Malarkey taking the outside lane with him. And wow, it looks like there's a little bit of check-upness towards the middle of the field. Oh, no, around goes Kelly. Oh, and that's going to be another yellow. Oh, my gosh.
Oh. Benton up in the air.
69 Benton.
Bam!
T-Bone City. Too bad Jared doesn't have the graphic. But
wow,
oh wow,
that was a little T-Bone business.
Oh
he
yeah.
gave him the business.
Oh yeah.
There's a D in that word, business.
Business for sure. What happened there? Was that a tire spin situation?
It looked like Benton didn't go. He might have spun. He didn't have a lot of acceleration. The field started to back up. The 251 went into the back of Benton. Then you could see Kelly went high to go around, and then coming into the turn, Benton faded up rather than turn left and seemed to make contact with Jared Kelly. We're going to have to see if Kelly is going to need any repair. Not the way to make your way into the next round of 8.
Just heard Jared Kelly on the radio say, I got Michael Benton. You never want your name to be a verb, Mean Gene. Never want your name to be a verb. But hey, we have some stuff to talk about now. We have a caution in this race, a little bit of calmness. Let's talk about what we're doing after this and something else that's extremely exciting. We're going to give some stuff away. Who doesn't like free stuff?
Free stuff.
Free stuff. Lots of free stuff, actually. So we will be doing our live stream after this. And for those of you, I'm just going to say it, Mean Gene. Well, if you guys don't have the ability to watch a NASCAR race, we may or may not be actually showing it in a small screen. So you guys can watch the race along with us. We'll be watching tonight over at Homestead. Not going to be watching Larson go for the sweep, unfortunately.
Just a little peek of the race.
Just a peek. Just a little.
Just a little bit.
Just a teaser. But we are also doing a really fun giveaway. And it's pretty simple to enter. Just subscribe to Vortex Racing Network on YouTube. So that's youtube.com /@ Vortex Racing Network. That QR code you see to the right side of that will take you to the channel as well. If you don't like typing, so you can just scan that with your camera. And then also follow us on Instagram. You'll see a lot of diecast stuff there. Vortex Racing Network is actually a sister company with another company called Vortex Diecast. The Racing Network currently taking over all the social network stuff. So not any sim racing broadcasting stuff over there quite yet, but give us a follow, comment on a recent post, and let us know you're there. And we're going to be giving away a few prizes. There's going to be not just the grand prize. We have some secondary prizes, which would be like a shirt, probably a paint scheme, and some other little things, maybe a 164 diecast of your favorite driver if we have it in stock. But the grand prize is an autographed Alex Bowman 124 diecast, which who doesn't like Alex Bowman, for being honest? Great guy. An autographed Taylor Labonte trading card if you're more into the classic era of NASCAR. We also have a Daniel Dye Race U sheet metal, and I think some people might be thinking, like, what? Daniel Dye? And it's a funny story about that one, me and Gene. Our sister league, MRL, actually, Daniel Dye is on the roster over there. He's raced there a few times. He's in the Xfinity League. So I thought that would be fun to have one of our real-life race car NASCAR drivers who races with us and shares the track with us. A piece of his sheet metal. It's one of those like little trading card sheet metals. We also have a custom iRacing paint scheme that'll be designed to you, courtesy of Jared Kelly. And if you look at that 55 of Jared Kelly week after week and how gorgeous those cars are, that can give you a hint of what would be in your future there. You'll also get a gift card to KK Woodscapes, which is who makes our trophies. So for your next win or pole or accomplishment in iRacing, you'll have money ready to go for that. And those trophies are awesome. I have more than that I'm proud of. We'll get you a VRN t-shirt, a Daily Drivers Inc. merch pack. That's going to include some stickers, air fresheners, fun stuff like that. And then our other sponsor, Salmon Amateur Stores, they'll give you guys a t-shirt. So to enter, just subscribe to VRN on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and we'll give you a bonus entry. If you comment on our YouTube video today, if you participate in the live stream today, we'll give you a bonus entry. And we'll announce the winner to that in about 2 weeks. So it will still be open next week, and you guys can continue to get bonus entries by commenting and interacting on our videos on VRN. But that is where BRL and MRL and a couple new leagues will be moving over next season when we conclude these playoffs, and we're excited, and we want all you guys over there now, so we're putting up the same numbers once we make that switch.
That's right, you guys. And if you have another league and you're looking for a place to broadcast, hey, talk to us. You never know. You could be the next contestant on VRN.
Yes, you could. And here we go, getting ready to go green. Malarkey's still the control car. Brenner got a great restart with Malarkey the last time. He was able to capture second with Medina in third now. Green flag, but beyond that, not much has changed, me and Gene. That yellow came out almost instantly, so these boys still just very, very eager to go as they enter turn 1 and 2 with a great lead of the 2 tires of Jason Malarkey.
One thing that has changed is it's nighttime now. The transition has occurred. The lights are on. Track is cooler. 3 wide with a Shea back there with Schofield. They got really exciting.
No. Brenner and Landry get together. Oh man, Brenner able to keep it together. Very, very reminiscent of what happened with Landry and Malarkey earlier in the race. Down to the not creating a huge wreck when it could have, but wow, Brenner losing significant spots there.
And let's not forget, Kevin Kyle has to make his way up. If he wants to be part of this race, he's got to make his way through this crowd. Right now, you can see him back there running with Mark Dumont, got behind them Jose Medina, but that 31 VRN, he's got to make a move now and start pushing up to the front.
Oh, that beautiful race car is going around. Oh, there goes.
He's okay. Nobody hit him. He's okay.
Oh, God. Jeez.
Dead, Jim.
Oh, that beautiful race car. That beautiful race car, Gene. Oh, and he just calls it a day.
Sorry. I am so sorry, Kevin. Oh.
You owe him money for that announcer's jinx.
Oh, my gosh. I need to win the VRN giveaway so I can get Jared Kelly to design a new car, and he needs the sheet metal to repair.
Yeah, we're gonna have some race use sheet metal that we can give away now too. God. And I've been begging these boys all day to go 3 wide, and what happens the one time they do it? They go 4 wide, and they do it with a car parked in the middle of the racetrack, so there's nowhere to go. Oh, God.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And how about Malarkey with the 2-tire strategy still working out?
It helps when this is going on in the rest of the field, Gene.
Golly. Okay, so no fast repairs on the board. Kevin Kyle, that's going to be the end of his playoff run. Hate to see that for him. Turn our attention up to the front of the field. Justin Malarkey needing to beat the other 2 now, Landry, Kelly, and Malarkey. Those are the 3 guys vying for this final position. Right now, Jared Kelly finds himself in 13th position. He's got some work to do as we only have 3 laps to go. Going to be a green-white checker, I would imagine.
We got 12 to go.
Oh, I don't know how to count.
We got rid of a 1.
Yeah, I got rid of 10. I guess I was ready to start watching NASCAR.
I know. I mean, I'm excited. Who you
it was the giveaway. I was ready to get to the giveaways.
Who's your pick today?
Oh, My pick is a guy that you might have your eye on him, but you can't tell if he's got his eye on you.
Tyler Reddick.
He could be looking right at you, and you'd be wondering, is he looking at me? Or is he looking past me? It's Ross, the boss.
That's true. I never realized.
Ross, the boss. I think Ross Chastain's due, man. If y'all are gambling people at home, you get good odds.
Did you
Good
hear
money.
Ross said to Carson Hocevar on Friday when they were doing the drivers only broadcast?
Mm-mm.
So like Ross did that race on Friday as well. He did the trucks. And Carson Hocevar was interviewing him after the race, and he was like, "So, you relieved that thing is over? Like that was a long race." And Ross goes, "I'm just relieved that you have that microphone in your hand and not a steering wheel."
Wow.
Yep.
Now, when Ross Chastain tells you you're too aggressive, you
got
have
a problem.
accomplished something.
You have accomplished something special.
You are a master of something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh man, did you watch the Xfinity race yesterday? How brutal was that? Oh my gosh, Kyle Larson putting on an epic beatdown, and then NASCARs, and he loses it on an overtime restart. Just wait till you get to that point in your sim racing career, me and Gene, to where you can dominate races and have it not matter at all.
Mm.
It is fun. Is there a sport more brutal than NASCAR when it comes to that? Like, my goodness.
No.
Yeah. So back to yeah, right. Back to BRL. Malarkey. I mean, not only has he done a great job on these restarts, really blasting off, he's holding them. That was about a 2-3 lap run, and it didn't look like Medina had a ton for him. What's really been helping him out is there's just been a lot of side-by-side action, even for second place behind him. That's allowed him to kind of control the air, control the lines. So he's only going to have to do it for 10 more laps, Mean Gene.
Let me ask you this. You're Jason Landry behind Medina. You are going to push Landry as hard as you can.
Oh, yeah.
To either get up into Malarkey or bring you with him to get past Malarkey. Outside, you got David Owens. He'll be pushing Malarkey. I don't think there's a better pusher out there. So this is going to be interesting. And, of course, still Jared Kelly back in 13th. He's going to need to cut through this stuff like hot butter.
Yeah, and Landry, he's had some struggles on these restarts so far. He's had an incident with Malarkey and an incident with Brenner. And even though he's Canadian and nice and goes, sorry, immediately afterwards, it's still, he's got to clean that up. We'll see how this one goes. And already, Malarkey has a really good jump, Mean Gene. He's really far ahead of that 9. Yeah, look at that. That was bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Medina, his buddy, slowed him down, and that really gave Landry a terrible start. Malarkey up front fighting with David Owens, Medina third, Landry on the outside. Look at Joe Volpus now coming into
Owens
the picture.
To the inside, though. Here goes Owens to the inside for the lead of this race. He's going to try it. He needs to make it stick and use those newer tires to his advantage. And it looks like he's going to get a good run out of 3 and 4 here. Now look for Owens to ship it down the inside here and try to clear him down the middle of the corner.
Yeah, 4 tires better than 2, and that's what we're seeing there side by side. Look at Medina trying to get down low. Going to force Landry up high. Landry side by side with Joe Volpus. Jose Medina making a run. Here comes Mark Dumont. Going to go underneath Volpus up front. Malarkey still with momentum, but look at Owens on the apron.
Oh man, Owens really trying to use up all the space he has available to him. Malarkey trying to put the squeeze on. Medina watching this whole thing unfold, deciding if he wants to go 3 wide or follow Malarkey through. Looks like he's going to give Malarkey a little bit of a push, try to clear him into 1. Oh man, Owens sends it in really deep, trying to open up that inside lane for himself and give him a shot through 3 and 4. What does David Medina want to do here? He has everything available to him.
Wow, big block right there. The 56 and the 54 behind them, more blocks. Look at Dumont and Volpus. Dumont now getting into Brenner. Brenner tapping Dumont again.
Oh, no.
Dumont is loose.
Big hit.
No.
Oh my goodness. Brenner with a disgusting hit. Dumont was completely out of control there. Could not gather it back up. We've seen that happen time and time again. As he's solely with
T-bone. And look at the wheels spinning. Brenner still spinning wheels. Trying to get his car into... and full breakdown there.
We see toes everywhere. The 61 of Schofield in that one as well. I think Schofield an innocent bystander there. Oh boy. Jared, can you pull up this playoff standings going in if we still have them? because I think we have some implications here, my friend. And now I think we're gonna get that restart, or I'm sorry, that overtime restart you were asking for. So Zach Engel not having it. Is Zach Engel here?
He's not. Yeah, he's not here. He's done.
So he's gone. Kevin Kyle, Toad,
He's done.
out of the race. Jared Kelly, struggling badly. Landry looking good right now. Malarkey looking good right now. Volpus doing what he needs to do. Renner out of the race, not comfortable anymore. Stephen Neal doing what he needs to do. I think he's had some contact. He's had some issues, but I think he's going to finish this race. And the 4 above them should be fine. Even Lanot out of this race early. Ugh, not great for him, but he should be okay. I think he will be. This, for a few of these guys, is becoming more simple for guys like Landry. But man, playoff implications, as our friend Rick Allen would say.
It's basically nail biting time at this stage of the race. If Malarkey beats Landry, he's in. If Kelly can come up and beat those 2 guys, he's in. 2 of these fellas are going to be awful sad. Only one of them. It's like Highlander. There can be only one. And that's what we're about to see. Oh, and this, hey, I'm getting some news on the radio right now. Looks like the 251 is finally going to have all that damage repaired. Good for him.
Wow. Only took 140 laps.
Yeah, and 3 laps down. Good for him.
Yeah. Hey, never say die. We've seen that from Gerald Rose all season. Yeah. And honestly,
there's like 12 cigarettes in the passenger side floorboard at this point.
I saw the first pit stop. He requested a fresh carton, not even a pack, but a carton. So I understand. Sometimes races like that, you need that.
Needed Jose Medina to run that Marlboro paint scheme today.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's a good looking one too. I mean, I don't think a Pacifica would hurt right now either.
Up front, David Owens, still your leader with them 4 freshies. David Medina on the outside, so we can see the 2 Davids do battle once again. Behind them, Malarkey and Landry, both of those guys needing to beat each other. So they'll be side by side on the 2nd row. And don't look too far back, because on the 4th row on the outside is going to be the 55 of Jared Kelly. He has sneaked back up in there.
I have no idea how. Incredible how resilient Kelly is. Just amazingness from Jared Kelly. I mean, maybe it's just no one wanted to be around him.
Yeah, they're saying the reason for Kelly getting up there is the work of his crew and the car.
Yeah, so this is all on you. None of this is me.
Yeah,
I heard him say that.
Yeah, basically they're saying,
and I agree.
A monkey could have done the job that Kelly's done. So going to be cool to see how he finishes. I'm teasing. Y'all know Jared is a hell of a good driver. We just like having fun. Is that what's in the middle? A gerbil?
I could have done it.
Snakes in the front, squirrels in the back, gerbils in the middle.
Only problem is his legs and his arms are a little bit too short. So this will not be an overtime restart. This will be 3 to go. So next flag will not end the race. And this is not going to be one of our 3 overtime restarts available to us. Not to say that we're going to use them, but things are getting a little bit feisty here. And man, I've talked a lot about David Owens and confidence today, me and Gene, and here we go again.
One more time. Gonna see what can happen.
If you're Malarkey right now, you're just thinking, I don't want to get wrecked, and a top 5 sounds good. You know?
Yeah, you're sweating bullets. No way. If I'm Malarkey, I door Landry in the first turn.
I mean, he does own one.
I door him. I send him up into the wall. I send an apology letter to Medina and the 11 of Hewitt.
It'll be well written in Canadian and really nice. And here goes Owens, a great restart. Oh my gosh, what a restart by Medina as well. Sticking with him, and Malarkey as well. What a great job by the 73 Malarkey. Those 3 really checking out on the rest of the field. Only 3 to go. If we get to the white flag, we will be on the next flag ending its situation. But anything can happen here as you have Jose Medina leading the group behind him.
Yeah, how did Malarkey get that start? Wow. How did he hug the apron? He is in 2nd place right now, riding high, but here comes Medina. The Medina boys right behind him.
Medina supremacy on the line right now. We've been waiting for this all year. We're finally getting it. What a restart from Malarkey. Able to pass David Medina, like you said, me and Gene, now in 2nd place. But David Owens, he loves that. He knows the car behind him has 2 tires, and the car that he's most worried about is in 3rd place. Only 2 to go for the 11 car, looking to continue this reign of dominance in every league that he's in right now and trying to go back-to-back in the Bonfire Race League.
Confidence all-time high for David Owens. Behind him, Malarkey just trying to hold on with 2 tires. David Owens, if he can hit the start-finish line here, it'll take the white, and this will be for real, ladies and gentlemen.
Malarkey raises the wall on the exit of 4 there that allows Medina to make the pass. Medina now has 1 lap to complete this on David Owens. I don't know if it's enough time. He's going to need a beautiful exit here as you have crazy battling behind them.
Three wide with the playoff boys.
Yeah, everything on the line here to go to the round of 8. And you have Landry looking at the inside of Jose Medina there. Up front, it's going to be David Owens. David Medina with nothing there to help him out. And the winner back-to-back weeks. And here at Charlotte, David Owens gets it done. David Medina second, and behind them it is complete mayhem, but they all get it across the checkered flag without any real incident. Third place with a beautiful recovery from Joseph Bulpis. Hats off to the 07. 4th place, Malarkey. 5th, Landry. 6th, Jose Medina. 7th, the rookie of Hewitt. 8th, Jared Kelly, never say die. 9th, Mandela. And 10th, to Paul Ferdiani.
Wow, what a finish right there. David Owens holding on for the win. Also, big-time news, Justin Malarkey beats Landry. We saw Jared Kelly actually pull up in turn 2, going onto the backstretch. Those guys were almost 3 wide. Doing battle. Contact between Landry and Kelly had Kelly back off, let his teammate Landry go into the fight, and at the end it is a 6/100 of a second difference as Malarkey beats Landry at the line, and it will be Justin Malarkey as the 8th driver going into the play.
And just, it's that close, me and Gene. And like we said maybe a 5th or a 6th or 7th won't be enough. Nope, 5th wasn't enough to go to the round of 8.
That's got to be painful. Also painful, Jared Kelly letting off to give his teammate the opportunity to get that dub. Kelly playing a big role on his team. You have to appreciate when you have teammates that can recognize when it's their time and when it's your time. Kelly, always a competitor, backing off, giving Landry the shot. But Malarkey, with that 2-tire strategy, it gave him that track position, and then it had just enough rubber to stay in that lead group. Malarkey, I can't believe the way Malarkey was hugging that apron those last few turns to stay up in the front.
So impressive what Malarkey was able to do on those last 20 laps of those 2 tires. Starting with that initial restart, coming out of 2 against Medina to get that spot in 2nd place, because things could have gotten ugly for Malarkey if he hadn't have done that. You saw how bad it was from about 3rd on back. On that white flag lap, and with 2 tires, I think he would have been relatively defenseless. So to give himself that chance and to protect his playoff spot that way, hats off to the 73 car. We've seen it all season from him, and he's only gotten better. So that was awesome to see.
Yeah, speaking of hats off, David Owens, this guy has won 5 of his last 8 races that he's participated in.
Yeah, this guy is on one right now. He is scary, and for the rest of the field, this could not be coming at a worse time. This guy is just looking unbeatable, and it's playoff time in nearly every league that he's in.
This is the David Owens from 3 years ago.
Yeah, it really, really is.
Or 3 seasons ago, I should say. This is the David Owens of 3 seasons ago. He was one of the first console drivers to jump to the PC over on Bonfire Race League. He established the Wednesday Night Xfinity League and was just dominating that thing. Other drivers got faster. You get faster when you race with fast guys, and that's who David Owens has been, almost like the godfather of the racing. Other guys have gotten faster. Owens has given setups to make it even ground, but it's all about confidence, and we're seeing David Owens from 3 seasons ago just start to put his flex on. And you got to watch out, or else you're going to find yourself underneath those 36-inch pythons, brother.
That sounded like a WWE promo. I loved it. And not a single false word was spoken there. And I have a treat for us. I got the man himself in the booth with us right now. You got us, David?
Yes, sir. How you doing, boys?
Oh, my God, man. Can you stop? You are on one right now. So first question I got for you. This the best stretch of your career so far?
Absolutely, it is.
Dude,
it's been fun.
Take me through today.
Short run is all I really had. Anything after about halfway through the fuel run, it just I had burned up the right fronts too much or overheated them. So I could hang with them for about the first 25 to 35 laps. Anything over that, I was just no good. So luckily, the cautions fell the way they did. I came in just wanting a good finish, be able to advance to the next round. So to be able to pull out the win was just a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, awesome bonus for sure. Great job today, man. It was fun to watch. I mean, you and I have shared this track together quite a few times, and this was one of the most unique Charlotte races I've seen in a while. Take me through the lines today. I always love to hear that from you and have you impart your wisdom to those watching. It looked like the top didn't come in until very late. And what was the key? I know you said you did have a short run car, but I mean, man, at the same time on that first run, you and those other three, the other three of the big three with you, just gapped the field by about 5 seconds. So take us through what your tire saving method was, or the best, what it was to the best of your ability today.
The key, Charlotte, the key is just making sure you get your entry point so you don't slide them front tires. Um, just roll the bottom, back up the corner a little bit, let the car roll about halfway through, then get back into the gas, just conserve them tires and not overheat them. And yeah, the top lane waited too long to come in. So in practice, I ran side by side with Medina for about 13 to 14 laps. That's about what you could run on the high side full out with somebody. So I didn't want to use that up too early. So it was just being patient, really, was the key.
Did you use any brake, or was that all just backing up through off throttle?
Both. It was a lot of brake and backing it up too, as well as some engine braking there at the very end. I'm not sure if y'all rode on board or not, but going that final restart, it was fifth gear down into fourth, going into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
That's
to
really
help
smart.
get it really load up and get it to rotate and stick.
That's why I ask those questions, ladies and gentlemen, because I think a lot of times when you hear from an Owens and you're watching him or you're on the track with him and you're thinking, what the hell? How's he doing that? A lot of times when you hear the answers, they're things that you would not think. You watch a lot of, YouTube tutorials and they don't teach you stuff like that. And I think what makes a driver like Owen so special is his ability to think outside the box. And oftentimes that's what can win you races. When you're braking when nobody else is, and you're finding a way to make it work, that's the stuff that gives you those advantages, in my opinion. So great job today, Owens. Dude, it's been awesome to be on the track with you through some of this and also be commentating you through some of it as well. Watching you enjoy the success that you very much enjoy, especially after what you went through last year. Congratulations, man. It's very, very cool watching you just do what we all know you can and dominate like this.
I appreciate it. I really call it dominant on Sundays. I'm gonna leave that one to Medina. It's just nice to get a slice of the pie, even with him on the track.
Yeah, I feel that. Congrats, man. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you out of here and we go watch some Homestead?
Yeah, shout out to everybody that participates on Bonfire. It's a great league. It's the first league I've ever joined. Great group of guys. Kevin Kyle for putting up with everybody on Sundays. He's great job with an admin right there. Jared Kelly also helping him. Then you guys up in the booth, putting on a great show for us to watch the replays on Sundays.
Yes, sir. Missed you guys last week. Happy to be back. Thank you so much, David. Congrats, and we'll see you tomorrow, my friend.
Thanks, boys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, Mean Gene. What a day. If you want to pull up that giveaway flyer one more time, Jared, we'll leave that on screen as we part with you guys. Come join us right now, or at least go to that channel, check the live check the live tab and get ready. We'll probably be going live in about 5-10 minutes, and we're gonna have some fun watching one of the coolest racetracks out there, Homestead Miami Speedway. Love that place. But in terms of sim racing, Charlotte is in the top 3 for me. I love this place, and it delivered today. And wow, that was dramatic for a cutoff race. And the group of 8 that we have left here, me and Gene, it's really the who's who of BRL. I'm excited.
Yeah, David Owens, 2-time champion, taking the win, 2 wins in a row, winning 5 of his last 8. Has to feel good going into Atlanta next week. That's a wide open draft track, super speedways. I'm looking at the results from last season. The top finisher from the playoffs, David Owens, finished in 6th, but he was behind. There was a big wreck that was involved. Justin Malarkey, 10th, Medina, 13th. So a lot of spread out. The destruction and chaos that we see at those super speedway draft style tracks will be in effect, and it's only a 2-race playoff. So these fellas gonna have to dial it in and avoid the big one moving forward, especially if we get another 26, 27 car field.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I will say Atlanta. I mean, in terms of us broadcasting, Gimme and Gene, it's one of our favorites. We always have a great time. We were there in MRL last week, and oh my gosh, you and me had so much fun. So I'm excited for that to be a race in the playoffs. But what I really like about that, Mean Gene, is the lack of the win and you're in this league. Because I think it's kind of frustrating sometimes when you go to a super speedway in the middle of the playoffs and someone from 8th place, while they deserve to be there, wins it, and you look back at it, kind of like that Joe Logano guy in real life, and you're like, wow, that guy would have had no business here if there was no win and you're in, and we didn't race a racetrack that made it possible, right?
So you mentioned in a 3-time. Are you trying to give David Owens a little extra boost?
Yeah,
He could be a 3-time.
Dude, he's on.
So yeah, Atlanta's a coin toss, and then Martinsville after that.
Woo!
Those are the 2 races that are going to determine who's in the Final Four heading into Homestead. But next week, Atlanta gonna be tough. I love that it's not a win and you're in, so you have to have some consistency. But you throw that super speedway into the equation, and that thing's wild. I mean, you could go down the first few laps, and especially with a 25 plus car field, that's going to be a big hill to climb at Martinsville of all places.
Then you have to go to Martinsville, exactly. Then you have to go to Martinsville and
yeah,
make
I mean,
it okay.
that's a parking lot.
Oh my goodness! Like what in a good way, brutal last round for these drivers to have to go through. That is asking a lot of these guys, but that's what we want. That is going to be fun. And you're right, Mean Gene. You just need to finish those races. That is how you get yourself a chance to win this championship and even race for it. Any parting thoughts from you before we go over to Miami and hit our private jet?
Want to commend all of the drivers that participated today. A lot of awareness by a lot of the fellows in the front. We did see it get a little touch and go, that little high amount of cautions there toward the end. People blocking on old tires, always going to cause some issues. But for the most part, really good awareness up front early in the race. And man, it was just so great to see Kelly, Landry, and Malarkey so tight there battling at the end. And I mean, I'm just walking away on a high wondering how many more races David Owens can win. We've only got 3 more races.
And we have one tomorrow that he'll be in.
I can't wait to see what the guy's going to do next week. Just lucky to be here, man. It's been a blast, Zach.
Oh, it's been so much fun. These playoffs are delivering like that we knew they would, and they're telling incredible stories. While we saw David Medina, be so dominant and incredible all regular season, these playoffs right off the bat, teaching us and telling us, screaming at us, really, oh, it's not over until it's over. You guys, it's going to be impossible to predict who wins this championship. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Medina doesn't race for the championship with how unpredictable this is. So I'm extremely excited. The top guys in this league performing, putting on a show, and the rest of the field that has so much talent, improving week after week and showing why they belong and why they're also going to continue to have a chance at this championship. Come hang out with us on YouTube. We are not going anywhere. Come hang out at youtube.com at Vortex Racing Network. Subscribe to us. Give yourself a chance to win that awesome grand prize. Get your diecast collection up. Get some autographed items and some new swag for yourself. And you can do it all while having a great time with me and Gene, Jared, Dalton, Kevin, Kyle. I think we're bringing in Tony Iverson today. If you guys are a Monday Night fan, we have a fun group today. It's going to be a great time. But I am so excited to be back. I can't wait. You guys will have me and Mean Gene here again next week as we enter the round of 8 here in the Bonfire Race League. And we could not be more excited. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. And we will see you in Miami in a little bit. But next week, we will see you at Hot Atlanta for the round of 8. Thank you all. Thank you to Animal House Customs. Check them out, our wonderful sponsor. And we'll see you all next Sunday.